Hi everyone, this is the BPN podcast where we gather people from around the world around the desk and talk about traveling, business and lifestyle. Our guests are entrepreneurs, travelers, people from of vision with a great life experience, and we talk simple and fun about important things. Enjoy BPN podcast. Hello everyone, this is the BPN podcast. Today we have a very good guest, Merih. Is it correct? My pronunciation.
It's Russian. It's okay.
Yeah, it's Russian pronunciation.
Good evening, Merih.
Merih.
Merih. I was in
Merih.
It was
Okay.
in
No,
Italian.
let me say Merih. Okay.
Merih.
Okay. Perfect.
Da.
In any case, it's very nice to meet you. Very nice. For me, it's the first time. Before I saw you only in LinkedIn.
You're so famous.
Yeah.
Not like you, man.
Well,
We have one common thing all together. We're all travelers. So I want to ask each one of you, how many flights did you do last year?
Well, let's say before COVID times,
Okay.
I think that's 150, 170 a year.
Wow. Amazing.
Now, probably 50.
Oh, it's good.
40.
Wow.
50, yeah.
Alex?
I think it was something around 70 last year.
Oh, wow.
So
I did around 100.
Yeah, but you fly business class. I fly economy, emergency exit window.
Yes, but I'm going for work.
Yeah, I'm going for fun. Yeah.
You're going for vacation. No, I'm kidding. So what we have in common with Spirit, when you are going to flight now, the most important thing is
a PCR test.
yes.
You have to do a COVID test. You have to do vaccination and
So
stuff like
we
that.
thought to make our COVID test. It will be international test.
So what is this test?
So we have
So usually when you have the COVID, you lose your smell. So this is we're gonna check if your
if
smell
you
is
feel
here.
the
If you feel-
flowers of
yeah.
everything.
Okay, so what is
So
it like? Soft drinks, Coke?
No.
You need to guess. You
Yes.
need to guess.
I know. I used to take bottles of alcohol during my trips.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not drinking a lot, but I love to feel the experience of each country. So I love to have in my house a collection of different bottles of different kind
Okay.
of alcohol. So I put 3 kind of different alcohol in 3 glasses. So we need to smell. We need to guess the country and what is.
Okay.
So let's start.
From left.
Let's start with Merih
Okay.
Yes.
as our guest. So first smell and try to guess what is. Don't drink, just smell.
Gosh.
What's this? So you took the left one, right?
Yes. The left one.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I know it. Maybe I know
You
it.
know it. You know it. You know it.
Ah, this is easy.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Ibiza. Huh?
And what's the name of drink?
Yeah. Ibiza? No.
Yes.
God, I can't remember the name.
It's
Yerbas.
Yeah. Best in town.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Best
Thank you.
in town.
Thank
Okay.
you.
First one.
That was easy.
Yes.
Okay.
easy.
It's the same for everyone, right?
Let me finish
Yes.
it though.
Okay, let's have it. Let's have it.
Let's drink. Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Salute. Buona.
Okay. Let's put this on another third. So in the middle,
It's you know, it's like
Take this one like
the taste is like the cough, you know, for there's a mixture for the cough.
Yes, a lot of yerbas.
Quite
Yerbas
the
is like
same.
full of herbs.
Herbs.
Herbs. Yes. So it's super tasty. It's typical in Ibiza.
So maybe when you have a cold, you can just
Yeah.
drink yerbas
You
and-
just go to Ibiza.
no, but
Go to
it's
Ibiza,
fantastic.
yerbas.
So it's typical. Every time in the airport, I'm collecting these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was easy. Thank you.
Okay,
You're
there's
welcome.
second one.
Second one. Okay. Smell.
No idea here. I use this to clean the windows. This is pure alcohol.
You're
man.
so rich if you're using this to clean it.
This is alcohol. It's not a
It smells like chocolate.
chocolate.
No, you're taking the third
I
one.
take it the wrong one.
Yes.
Okay, let me try another one.
No idea.
Try.
I smell it though.
I think it's
Before the guest.
I think I know.
Yeah, wait.
I can help you. It looks like room, but it's not room.
Gosh.
And it's Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Tequila.
No.
No.
Think about Latin America, not Mexico, but South Latin America.
Look, I'm stronger with food, man. Not
I know, but
yeah.
next time we'll do the food.
No idea. No idea at all.
Brazil?
What do they have in Brazil? I never been in
Football
Brazil.
player.
What? No idea.
Cachaça.
Cachaça.
Really? Cachaça? Really?
I think he just made it.
No.
Really?
Cachaça from Brazil.
I'll leave this.
Okay.
I prefer yerbas.
Okay, the last one is the most difficult.
No, this is
It's chocolate.
this is easy.
It looks like
Baileys.
no.
Really?
No.
Not Baileys.
No.
It tastes like chocolate,
Yes.
but
Because it's special coal from one country and they mix it with chocolate.
No idea.
maybe Dominican Republic, something like that.
No.
No?
It's center of America, of Latin America.
Central. What is it?
You can feel like center. It's maybe someone says North America.
But
Not
it's Mexico.
Yes, it is Mexico.
So, but it's not the.
And I will give you one more suggest. It's north of Mexico.
North of Mexico now.
Sorry.
Bao. No.
Babuino.
A country north of Mexico, a city north of Mexico with Bao.
No idea, Bao.
No. Chihuahua.
It's so tall.
Okay, keep on traveling. Forget about comedy. Bao. Okay.
Cheers.
What?
It's so tall. So tall. It's typical in Chihuahua. This is like tequila, but it's special tequila with organic things from Chihuahua.
Oh, wow. So, did I pass the test?
Yes. One or three, it's good.
Thank
Yes.
you. Can you put an applause or something?
Yay.
Thank you
can put
very
applause.
much. Thank you. I only got right yerbas. That's it.
Because it's European.
Every year in Ibiza, that's why.
But it's super difficult, honestly, to guess.
Yeah,
all
you're
of-
right, but I like this COVID test from BPL.
Let's do the COVID test like that.
Yes.
Or you just go to the airport.
For sure,
you
it's
get
cheaper than
you-
PCR one.
You get some alcohol before you travel.
Like all Russian doing.
Can you imagine if you have to drink before boarding a flight? They will be full.
Okay, let me say a story. All Russian people, guys, I love you Russians, but usually if you have 100 people on the plane,
Hi to all the Russian
Привет, Россия.
podcast
usually if you
listener.
have 100 people in the plane and they
Yeah,
are Russians, 90 will be drunk.
Really? Oh, wow.
No, it's too much. He's joking.
89.
88. I'm also not drinking.
Okay. So let's continue.
So COVID test, I passed.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
with 1 out of 3, I passed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at least you can smell.
Okay.
All right, Merih. So tell us, please, what do you do for life? What is on your cap, your sign, your business, and how you came up with this idea?
You said we have 3 hours, right?
Yeah, even 4. We have the whole night.
All night long.
Okay. No, my job is very easy. Since I didn't like any jobs I did before, I invented my own job, a little bit like you did with BPL. So what I did is I decided one day to take a piece of paper and a pen, and I said, okay, what am I really good at? So I said, okay, I speak the languages. Okay. I can travel. Okay. I can sell. Okay. So I decided to open a consulting company. And for the past about 15 years, I've been helping companies to sell worldwide. You know, Arte, now if you only sell locally, you are very limited in your business.
I know very well. Let me tell you one thing.
And I always say to my customer, you can be a champion in your local league and you can be really happy. But if you want to grow your business and you want the business to run for 15, 20 years, you have to become a global company. So to become a global company is like playing in the Champions League in soccer or football. I mean, you cannot play with your local team against Real Madrid, Barcelona, you know. So it's a different state of mind. You need to have some skills. You need to have some people like you have with different cultural backgrounds. So that's what I do. You know, I bring local companies to international opportunities, and that's my full-time job. Then, since I was traveling a lot, and while I was traveling, I used to always buy an extra carry-on bag and stuff like that. I said, why do I keep on buying a carry-on bag every time I'm flying back home? My house was full of carry-on bags and backpacks.
Ours too.
Yeah. Because, you leave and you say, okay, I'm going to be fine with my luggage. But at the end, you buy some souvenirs, you buy some clothes, and then you're overweight and the airline asks you for 500 euros and you're like, okay, I'll buy another trolley. And I said, okay, I have to redesign something that I can use on every trip, that I can fold and bring it with me. So I designed a sort of travel bag that I could even give as a gift to my customers. And one day a friend of mine said, you should participate to a program on TV called Shark Tank. And I said, why? He said, yeah, I think your idea is good. You should try. So truth is, Arte, is that I thought I was going to go there and they were going to say, this is a shitty idea. And instead, my company was the only startup that was actually, all 5 investors pitched in and we opened a company together. And still today, as a sidekick project, I also sell some travel bags. So my full-time job is consultant and my hobby is travel bags.
Wow, fantastic.
Yep.
I met him in this way. I was looking to you because I want to participate into this program, but they didn't take me because
you told me with your bottle company.
Yes,
maybe.
Yes. I didn't have success, you see. But after I decided to make something different. So I remember how we met together. I think it was or LinkedIn or Facebook.
Yeah, social media for sure. And then for sure in airport.
It's our life. We met also in Dubai, remember?
So many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you, which was the best destination where we have been with your travel bags?
I think every place is different, Arte. Best. Business-wise, today, definitely Dubai. Holiday, for sure, Maldives.
I agree with you.
If I wanted to bring my family, Spain.
Spain? Oh, wow. Yes. It's
Because
good.
it's close. I mean, what I really love about Spanish people is that they take tourism very seriously.
You're right.
They treat tourists like people who one day they hope to see coming back. While a lot of places, they just say, oh, this guy is coming once. Let's squeeze the money out of him.
Like in Italy?
Yeah, no, so many places. I mean, when you travel for the first time, I would say to South America, they say, oh, this guy's a tourist.
Yes.
So, let's talk about travelers. Travelers pretend to be there. Even if you go to a new place, you never show actually to the local people that you're a tourist.
You're
so
right.
you go in that place and you pretend that you live there, even if you've never been there before. Because when you travel, people will know immediately that you're not a local. So sometimes they take advantage of you.
For
so
sure.
when you travel, you have to be a little bit prepared to fake a little bit that you're like a local guy. So they treat you, even prices, very well.
Are different.
If you're a local, it's one price. If you're a tourist, it's another price.
Yeah, sure.
Even in terms of safety, these are little tricks that.
Let me tell you a thing. It's a very important thing.
Yeah.
We have an office in a loft in Cancun, and usually we have to take a taxi from the airport to the office or to the loft. And each time they are putting us the price of a tourist. And I say, guys, I'm living here, and I speak Spanish. Yes, and I speak Spanish. So guys, you cannot fuck with me. So each time I'm taking the best price, but it's true. Every time one price from the tourist people from the airport to our zone could be like 800, 900 pesos. For us, it's 500. So I know very well.
Yeah.
But,
And the problem that they don't have Uber from airport.
Yes, it's
They have Uber to airport, but they don't have Uber from airport.
Yes,
Correct.
Yes. But, I think it's normal. But now it's better because now I used to go to the place that I'm already have been in past. But I remember the last year and the year before when I was going to somewhere, each time I had situation me and was like, how is possible? I'm a traveler. I know very well a lot of languages. I have been.
Okay, let's give some tips.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, tips.
When you travel,
Yes.
thanks to Google, you can more or less get an idea of how much it costs from an airport to get to your hotel. You can search it online. You will find it.
You just ask for the price and then cut it twice and start to bargain.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Bargaining, in my opinion, in some places they like to bargain.
Yes.
But when you travel, I think if we want to share some nice tips for people,
We need. This is
who
the
like to
idea
travel,
of podcast.
is like when you go into a business meeting, you have to go prepared. You have to try to, what I do, being a former athlete, is before I go on any business trip or business meeting, I try to visualize the whole trip. And I say, okay, what happens if my flight is late, my hotel room is canceled? I always have a plan B and maybe a plan C. So going back to catching a cab in a foreign place, you go on Google, you Google from airport, let's say Berlin, to a hotel in downtown. They're very honest, but if you know that it will cost you 80 euros, then you might say, okay, how much does it cost me to rent a car? And then you say, okay, for 80 euros, I might as well rent a car, so I'm free for one day to drive wherever I want. So I think for any professional traveler or leisure traveler, one thing you should always do is prepare. Document yourself. Check what happens if I get sick. What happens if I get hurt? Where is the nearest hospital? Who can I call? Because when you travel, things happen.
Do you know how we can save all of these problems?
Tell me.
Business plan experience.
Tell me about it. I've seen it on LinkedIn. But
Yes.
Tell me. I'm curious.
I'm like you. I used to make experience directly. And I learned from my experience. So I understood I was in Paris and I have like 10 meetings and I was arriving late to all meetings because I taken the first day
Traffic
Uber and the second and third day I taken my personal car. When you take the personal car rental, it's not yours. So you're paying money for the insurance, but you're super scary about to make something.
Like London, Paris.
Yes.
And
right. In Paris, as you know, in the airport, the part maybe is not a lot of traffic, but if you are going from the airport to the city, it's crazy. So you are taking a lot of time. If you're coming back, also a lot of traffic. So I was super stressed. I have very bad meetings because, when you arrive stressed in the meeting, you are not in the full of power. So I understood in that moment that how many people, businessmen like me, like you, like Alex, they are in the world and they want to go to the meeting and give the best because you are going to make money. You're going to make deals and you need to be in the best of your form. So I said, let's make something to help these people because if I'm a young guy and I'm not the super richest guy in the world, I have these problems. How many people in the world have the same problems? So let's help they with the transfer from the airport to the hotel. Let's help they to go to the meetings. Let's help they with the tickets. Right now, to travel, it's super difficult. You need to have a special PCR test. You need to have all vaccinations. You need sometimes to see if your passport can enter in USA or cannot enter. You have been a few weeks ago in USA have seen. So it's super complicated. So we say guys, we have a company.
And rules are changing every
day. In our job, in logistics, in this case, because you are logistics.
But for example, for a listener who's now on the podcast and doesn't know what is your core business, what do you do?
What we're doing.
What are you guys doing,
I
Alex?
used to say we're solving problems and we're making people happy. This is our job.
Oh, wow.
So we're moving things from A to B. Could be people, could be boxes, could be animals. And we used to move these people in the best way, in the fastest way. So our core business, to let know to all of our people that are hearing this podcast, is to solve problems, moving things from A to B. Super easy.
Very nice.
So this is
That's
our
fast.
It's fast, it's simple.
Simple, fast, and safe.
And it's really safe. Why? When our core business, it's logistics. So it's the business that is giving us in this moment the money. So we're moving boxes. So to move boxes, you need to really to take care of everything. So why the project experience born? Because we're buying 1 million euros by year tickets, and we understood that we can move boxes.
So how much you're spending a year in tickets?
1 million. Around from 800 to 1 million euro by year. Yes.
You must have president status on all airlines.
We bought a travel agency, guys. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's the best way, when you have a business and you understand that you can do something more, but not only for make the business bigger, only to help more people, because you understand that you can be a good advisor, because you're traveling a lot, so you always can give us a good advice.
Okay, I have a question to
Go,
make.
Alex.
Speaking about the tips and stuff for the travelers. So can you please tell us the one tip that literally saved your life?
Oh, wow.
So maybe you had a case, you had I don't know, maybe some situation when this traveler's tip saved your life.
I'll give you my I never told this before, but I think it's a really good tip.
Let's put in there.
So in every city I go,
Okay.
yeah, I always find a trustable, fun, nice taxi driver.
Really?
Before renting cars, I always catch taxis, cabs, because I become friend with the cab driver. Yeah. So that whenever, like you say, I need an urgent transportation, or if I get sick or I get hurt, the taxi driver will always answer the phone. And I was for quite a long time on a project in Berlin. And a friend of mine, a colleague, was hurt, and we had to bring him to the hospital. But the plant that we were working in was really out of any, it was outside Berlin. So I called this guy at 11 o'clock at night, and I had to be in the plant. I couldn't leave. So the cab driver came to the plant, took my colleague to the hospital, and was with him till like 2 o'clock in the morning. He had to go through urgent surgery, and I was on the phone with him. So the cab driver was telling me, you know, how my colleague was in the hospital.
Wow.
So so what I try to do, especially when I know that I'm either going to a city very often, or if I'm going to be a long time in one place, I try to make friends with a cab driver.
So making friends.
Making
This
friends.
is the tip.
The
right friends, the right ones.
You know, honestly, the fantastic thing about cab drivers is that, first of all, they know every place, and they know the fastest way to get there.
Yeah.
And normally there are people who like to help other people. You know?
You're right.
So
And they're social people. They love to speak with people.
yes, and they honestly they answer the phone almost because if they know
Because they used to work in the nights and so on.
you know,
so-
they have shifts, and if they, for example, if they're not available, taxis, you know this, the taxi works 24 hours a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe there are 2-3 drivers, one stops, the other starts. So these 3 people are very closely connected. So if something happens to me and I call you, Alex, and you say, look, at the moment, you know, I'll call Arte, don't worry, we'll come and pick you up. It's amazing. So that's my travel tip.
It's a
Fantastic.
great one. Great one.
I have a question.
Very good one.
How much is important for you to have a network? Like in this case, so to have in each city someone that's a friend of
So
yours.
how many cab drivers do you have? Do you have a database with the cab drivers
I don't
or
have the
something?
If you have a biggest with the network,
Listen.
you have a biggest cup network in the world.
You won't believe that for New Year's Eve, I receive messages from the cab drivers.
I love it.
Really? I'll show you.
I trust in you.
No, the network in whatever you do is one of the most important things. Why? Because if you're isolated, I mean, you could be anyone in the world. I'll tell you one story. Historically, every emperor, king, or anyone who in the Middle Ages and before isolated themselves, thinking that, okay, I'll build the biggest, strongest walls on top of the hill, they were always conquered. Network means that you have to have around people that you're helping and they're helping you. So why do social networks work? Because we can only reach in one day so many people. When Facebook was introduced, I finally could see my friends from high school every day if I wanted to, but before it was impossible. So the network...
Do you really want to see friends from the high school?
Someone.
Yeah, of course, because, you know, you think about, oh, how is this guy doing? First, you had the call, and you didn't really want to call him. You know, you wanted to just know if he was okay.
Yes.
So now you just check if they're posting. That means that they're still alive. You know, like, dude, you know, but
in business, it's super important for me. For me, for example, there are one phrase that is saying like your network is your net worth.
yeah, sure.
But it's right because, you know, the people that you know, you can make business. And as you know, as you told, the world is so big. I want to come back to the argument that you told about love. If you're the champ in the local area, and if you're playing the Champions League, it's different way.
Totally different.
So you're playing for something very important, and you have more opportunity. Like in our case, we make the really 10% of our income in Italy, and other the same, about 90% are coming from around the world. And in different way, it's impossible because you know what means.
But that's the strength of your company today.
Yes.
To build a network, Arte, you need to trust people.
You're right.
And when you trust people, many times you'll be disappointed. But when you're disappointed, what do? You stop or you move forward.
You just find another people.
Yes.
I mean, I think the center of any relationship is to give,
trust,
and receive.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
The moment you give and you don't get back, that doesn't work.
Yes, you're right.
So it's always a give and take, and it has to always be a win-win situation.
I agree with you, and I will tell you more. We changed the name from logistics to network because we understood that, because we are not a logistics company, we are a network company. It means like without people, we are nothing. So every day I need to say thanks, because I can do the jobs from Milan to somewhere. I can do the job from Russia, from Moscow to somewhere. But if you have a job from Mexico City to somewhere, from Istanbul to somewhere, it's impossible for us to do it.
True. So to answer your question, the network, I will tell you, Arte, not only in business,
everywhere.
In happiness comes through growth. If you're by yourself, you don't know how much you're growing. I notice that I'm getting older because I look at my daughters. I can see them growing. If I look at myself 10, 15 years ago, I'm not that different, but my daughters are.
Okay.
So if you're surrounded by people, you can really understand how much you're improving, how much you're not improving. And especially if you have people around you who will tell you when you make mistakes, that is the best thing, because if you're surrounded by people who always say, oh gosh, you're very good, you're my hero. But if you do something and it did happen, and I say, hey, Arte, everything is good, but I think this you could do better. You are, in my opinion, open enough to accept my
You're right.
My input. But if nobody tells you or tells me, Merih, you could do this better, or you made a mistake, there's no growth there. So network in businesses and life is super important, in my opinion.
And we prepared a small game, which one play with him. We're gonna ask you some questions. It's not always like you can answer anything you want. It's not always should be a true, or I don't know. Just say what you want. Okay?
Ready.
And the first questions will be: if tomorrow you could become a super man, you can have a superpower. What kind of power it will be?
I would love to be invisible, man.
Wow. Why?
What for?
I can hear people talk beep about me.
So you're so curious.
I'm very curious, because they say that your reputation is what people say when you're not there.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know that.
But there's no need to be invisible. You just leave the packs everywhere.
But it's important for you, the opinion of other people, honestly.
For me, Art, if you ask me, the most important asset is your reputation.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. But this make, how can I say, you change your attitude in base of opinion of people?
I'll give you an example.
Yes, with pleasure.
Would you like to deal with someone who in front of you says, oh man, you're fantastic?
No, I hate
Alex.
I hate fake people.
You shouldn't be doing business with them.
No.
That kind of people I would like to know, because I would like to totally avoid them.
Me too.
There are people sometimes out there, they're really good in pretending that they like you and they're your friends, and then they backstab you. So that is a superpower, because we always say life is short, right? So I want to only deal with people who really, really connect with me, and they're not pretending to be my friends. I want to be with people who I really love and I love them, but sometimes they're really good in that. So yeah, I would like to be invisible, even just one day, not a lot.
So maybe I thought of another superpower is like to read people. Like when you see the person, and you from the first sight you can understand. and then it's
You
cool.
guys are very young. Have you ever seen the movie with Mel Gibson, What Women Want?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's a nice superpower.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah, I could change being invisible to having that kind of power. I get okay.
Only women or
I'm okay.
men too?
Let's say I'm okay with doing everything.
Next question.
Bravo, Alex.
What's your favorite country in the world?
Wow, I can't choose one because I'm half Italian, half Turkish. I grew in the States, Italy. I can't choose one really, honestly.
Pick Russia.
Russia. Russia with vodka.
Russia.
If you don't know what to pick, you pick Russia.
Russia.
Okay.
Russia.
Mine too.
All right.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, you're welcome. Always. Okay. Next question is the most difficult time in your career. So what was the most difficult in your career?
I told Arte this story and not many people know it. So the most difficult time in March 2020, I got sick, right? It was 220.
I remember, yes.
So I was in the hospital for 1 month. And it took me about a year to be able to travel again because I was really sick.
So you need a rehab.
Yeah. It was really bad. So what happened was that before COVID, I was consulting only for big corporations who wanted me to work exclusively. Exclusively means that even if you're a consultant, they only want you to work for them. So when I got sick, one of these corporations, when I was really, really sick, told me, you should reduce your consultancy fee by 80% or we will cancel the contract. But keep in mind, Alex, that I was about to die. The 3 people in my room, they all died from COVID, and every single person in the hospital was dying.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to be next. So I said, if I do get out of here alive, I will never work for one company again. So what I decided to do is to sell my time. So instead of having one customer, I sell my time, 20 hours, 30 hours, so that I can have more than one customer.
Yeah, it's wise.
So this is like a message for anyone who's having a hard time, is you have to think outside of the box. Think, plan B, plan C. If something doesn't work, you break it up in pieces. And then you say, okay, if what I'm doing is 5 different skills, you try to choose the one that the market needs, not the one you're good at, what the market needs. So in any business that you're running, you should never choose to do what you like or you're good at. You have to find what the market needs.
In that moment.
Yeah. So in that moment, you're right. Bravo. So that was my hardest challenge. When you have a family with 2 kids and you're the one who's bringing, the food on the table.
Yeah. Sure.
And you can't travel, you're sick. That was tough.
Yeah.
But it's...
Wow.
Since we're travelers, we always know how to get out of trouble.
This is a good story because it means like you can be in the worst moment of your life and you can change that moment and you can go away. So you're like a good example for people.
It's like when you travel, what happens? You see people when they miss their flights, they start yelling.
Yes.
As if you're yelling, you will solve a problem. Yelling does not solve problems. You have to calm down and think, okay, what are my options? And in traveling, in life, when you're in trouble, that's the moment where you need to be calm and you have to think about options. Yelling, getting nervous, getting worried, it doesn't really help you. So that's another trip for people who want to travel. When things happen, because they do happen, and it happens.
It's part of, yes.
It's part. So you have to be ready and you have to focus. And then you choose one thing. If it works, good. It doesn't work, okay, what's going to be the next step?
Yeah, I have a story about that.
Go.
So I used to live in Myanmar for 1 year
really?
When I was 20 or 21, 22, something like that. And I had a friend in Malaysia. And I decided to go to fly to Thailand, to Bangkok, and from there to go by train to Malaysia, just to see people around and stuff like that.
Real traveler.
Yeah, but at that time I was not experienced the travel. So I bought the tickets from AirAsia, and they're low coaster, and I didn't know that it doesn't include baggage, that you have to buy baggage extra and so on and so on. So when I got into the airport, they told me that I didn't pay for the baggage. So I had to pay for the baggage. And I had I was a student. I didn't have a lot of money for traveling. So
you left your luggage behind you?
No, I paid for it.
Oh,
I
wow.
paid for it. Okay. And I had money on my card. So I didn't withdraw because I thought I can pay for my card. No problem, because I go to Thailand, I go to Malaysia. It's quite not the cheap, but I thought that they're quite developed, and they have the paying systems and stuff like that. And so when I fly to Bangkok, it was night. It was something around 12 in the night, and I went out of the airport. So I knew that in the airport, the taxi will cost a lot. So I went out of the airport. I walked maybe 10 or 20 minutes just in any way. And I found the taxi driver, and I got him, and he took he wanted 700, what was that? Not the rupees, but
baht, no?
Baht. Yeah,
Baht.
baht.
I've never been in Thailand.
700 baht. I bargained to 500, and I told him to bring me to the train station, because I thought that the train station works 24/7,
But Thailand is not Russia.
they do in Russia. But when I got there, and he was like, "Are you sure you want to go to the train station?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure." And he like, "Okay," and
See, that's the
we
moment
got there.
you should have said, why?
Yeah, and I didn't say.
Because he doesn't have friends everywhere else.
I didn't know this tip about the cab driver.
Now he will do it.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure.
the funny thing was, when we were driving, he was he was trying to speak to me in English, but I didn't understand. It's like that. These Indians, the same. So
He is kidding.
it's a joke, just a joke. So he was trying to speak to me in English, and I didn't understand. And then in one moment, he just opened his, this how to say the not the pocket, but the box in the car at the passenger side. He just opens it, and there are a lot of flyers with massage. So just he's like, girls. I was like, oh no.
Where are you going with this
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
Alex? Your girlfriend, your wife is here. Change the story now.
You will see for sure with podcast.
So we got to the train station, and when I got out of there, I saw that it's closed, and people just sleep outside. Yeah. So they're waiting for it to be open, and it's open at around 4 a.m. in the morning. So I'm like, okay, it was something around 1 or 2. I'm like, okay, I'll have to wait just 2 hours, and then I get there and I find the train. So when I got there, I found out that the train, they have only one train in a day, and it's in 1 hour p.m. And it was 4 a.m. So, and I had to wait from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then when I get there to pay for my ticket, it didn't work. So I had to withdraw and got the big commission.
Yeah.
So, and then I got to the train, and I went, and I had to change the train.
Oh, wow.
Because at the border, you have to change the train and then go with another one. And the first train was late for 8 hours.
That is late.
Yeah, and then I changed there, and I had to withdraw again to pay for another train, and I got the second train, and it was always also late.
This is time for another travel trip. Whenever you go to a new country, always have a little cash.
Yeah, you need to have
You're right,
some cash.
but it's difficult.
Yeah.
And what about to change the money? It's better in the airport or outside? Because
what I do is I
Usually it's better
I
outside.
take it from the ATM.
you're taking, okay.
I get to,
But sometimes, for example, in
Yeah.
Mexico, it's better in the airport, for example.
Yeah.
In
I
the
mean, plus,
in Mexico, Mexico City.
The main tip is to Google
always.
before you go.
Yeah, you know.
So the point of the whole story is when I got there, the train was late for the 2 hours. I got my phone dead because I had nowhere to
You
charge.
were on the road for 24 days.
Yeah, I was out of money because I spent all my money with withdrawing, buying tickets and stuff like that. I had no money. My friend was waiting for me more than 2 hours, so he decided that I'm not coming or something. He was already going back home.
This sounds like a sad story to me.
So
And I just stopped the guy in
taxi
the
driver.
train station. No, just a random guy. And I asked the phone from him to call. And I called my friend and he's like, I thought you were not coming.
So
I thought I was already going back home. So just wait for me. And he got me. And so he had to pay for me for my stay and for my tickets back because I had no cash. I had no money at all. And it was like the craziest trip I've ever had.
So that moment, Alex became a star, a superstar. So he became a artist in that moment. He started to play something in that country to bring money.
This is on the streets.
No, but your story,
Like Maneskin.
your story teaches us one thing. Again, traveling is not going on holiday.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
People confuse what we do with going on holiday.
Yes.
When you're on holiday, they're picking you up in the airport. They're bringing you to the resort. You're enjoying and having everything. But when you travel, things like that happen all the time.
Yes.
And you have to be prepared.
You're right. The next question that I have is a person that you want to thank you for your success. Someone that helped or inspired you to become a good person that you are now. Not because you are here with us, but I think
I would like to say arte. Honestly,
I'm too young to be your sensei.
I have to be. You're right. But age. Honestly, that's one thing I learned.
Right.
That's one thing I learned as I became older. I always thought that older people were the smartest with the most experience. Then a friend of mine said, "But Merih, if age is really important, then the best drivers should be older people. In Formula One, they're all like 20, 18. So age really is not what should guide you in getting advice and stuff like that. But my mother, I'll tell you another story. I thought all my life I was going to be a hotel manager because my mother said, you will be a great hotel manager. And I did till I was 30. And I was managing hotels in London and the Maldives. And then my mother died in the year 2000. Yeah. So, and I was on the road. I haven't seen her for like probably 5 years because I was always traveling. But the person who inspired me the most is my mother because she always told me one thing: never judge people from the amount of money, the position, but on how they behave. So whenever I meet someone, I don't judge what they do, what car they're driving. No, I try to see beyond. Is this person nice to other people? Are they nice to me? And so I don't judge people saying, "Oh, that guy is rich, so he has to be cool." No. So that's one thing that I think it's really important in life. Judge people for what they do, without you necessarily having to do business with them or you're not related. So I would have to thank my mom for sure.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
Don't cry.
It's a great one.
I want to share with you the same story because for me, my superior is my mom.
Yeah.
So.
And I just want to add that in Russia, it's a really big problem. Because in Russia, they always look at your car, at your house, what you wear and stuff like that. So it's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's really a good thing.
So I think that's what helps me also in business when I do really tough negotiation with big corporations. And, I remember I was probably 32 when I had to deal with my first big contract. And I was myself the owner of a company in a big corporation with, I would say, like 10 people on the other side of the table. And I was only 32. I still got what I wanted from that meeting. So,
wow.
Because I wasn't impressed. I really wasn't impressed. So I think, that's my story.
Wow.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
great one.
Thank you.
Okay. Another question. If you would be a superhero.
Again.
No, not again. Before it was a superpower. But being a superhero is a bit different. So who would you choose to be?
I should ask my daughter because I'm not really into fantasy.
You can say network man. Network man.
Okay, let me think this. Okay, superhero.
Yeah.
But why are you asking me superhero? What is your thinking behind choosing to be a superhero?
Because in our company we have a vision of superheroes, so we love superheroes. So usually, for example, I love Superman. Alex used to be Flash.
Because I'm always running here and there.
Is Spider-Man. Maxim is Batman, for example.
I'll tell you who I think is my superhero.
Who is?
It's no one you know. For me, my superhero is the silent guy who goes to work without bragging, who brings food to the table without bragging. The guy who maybe is a bus driver, someone simple who without bragging, he's happy to do his job and bringing food on the table. People who are humble, people who are happy with little.
And they have quite difficult life.
Have you been to the Fisher Island in the Maldives? Have you visited any of the Fisher? If you go to a Fisher Island,
Unfortunately, no.
you will see families having no doors to their houses, one television set.
It's not necessary the doors in Maldives.
They're happy. They're happy.
I saw when I was in Myanmar.
Yeah.
We used to help some people because people who live there, they're really poor.
Yeah.
So they have $100
Yeah.
per month for a family.
Maybe even less.
And we were building a house from bamboo trees without, it was really like bamboo trees. And it was, I can show you the pictures later if I still have them. But the point is that, so we spent like $100 or $150, maybe $2 maximum, to build this bamboo house for the whole family. So, and they were so happy.
Yeah.
And it was no doors, no shower, no proper toilet, nothing.
But let's be honest, guys. The happiness is not coming from the money or from the success.
But most people out there are aiming for
because
that.
we born in capitalism area. So someone teached us in the school, in TV, maybe in our houses. I don't know.
Art, I want to share another thing. There's a big difference between storytelling and reality. We are sold on storytelling. When you want to sell something, you.
I love storytelling. I think every day I'm trying to.
But reality
is
most
different.
Of the time is different. So if we live our lives believing in other people's stories, most of the time we will be unhappy. So my superhero is the person who's happy with very little. Because people who chase more and more, look, the pictures on LinkedIn or the social media, the difference between a millionaire and has a yacht and a super billionaire. Until you are confronting with someone bigger than you, you think you're a superhero. Then you turn around and, I'm not a superhero.
I was thinking the same. I was looking at social networks and I say, how is possible? You're looking at social networks and there are one reality. You're looking at reality because I'm traveling. So I'm going to Mexico. So I'm going outside of Cancun in the zone of people who are living and they're super poor. So you feel very bad also to see the dogs on the street, everything. So you say, what is the reality? Because you're taking your phone and you're looking at something. There are someone much more rich than you. Yeah. And you say, this is a success. And you're looking outside because you're traveling and you're meeting people and you say, this is reality. So you cannot understand what is reality because it's not possible that the reality is changing in your phone.
Everything is reality for different people. I'm not saying Arte. I love 5-star hotel. You see me. I like it. But
all love 5-star hotel.
But what
also
I'm
my wife,
is
I think.
If I have to sleep in a chain hotel, I'm okay. I'm happier, of course, if I'm in a 5-star hotel.
Do you know why? I think first of all, your life was so full of experience. And in my idea, when I'm looking to you, I feel quiet because you arrived to your balance.
That's the age, artist.
I know. But for example, it's my biggest problem. Yeah. So I feel every time so stressful because I'm trying to run to arrive somewhere where I want to arrive, but maybe there are not somewhere. So I can see in your face the balance of appreciate everything. So this is the difference.
Yeah. But Arte, that comes. I tell you honestly, it doesn't come naturally. It's life is a journey, and what I always try to share with my friends is that happiness and success is really subjective. But if you try to measure happiness and success to other people's, you'll never be happy.
You're right.
You have to, we're always running. But the reason why I love taking flights is the moment you take off on the plane and you think, wow, you look down and you say, when you're on the ground, everything seems heavy and it feels like you're the center of the world. When you take a plane and you look down and you say, oh, wow, I'm really nothing. And that moment on the plane is the moment when I think of where we are and who we are. And, you know, it's, again, you have to find time. If you're always running, you'll never be happy. You have to find time to think.
You're right.
And really understand what you like. Write down, you know, I like reading, I like traveling. Okay, why do I like reading? Why I like traveling? Yeah, everyone has to measure their own success internally and not, you know, when I look at, you know, you guys traveling, I'm happy for you guys because I know that when you travel, you're growing. Every experience you're doing, you're growing. And the more you travel, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you grow.
One of my questions was like, why is it important to travel? But you already answered.
Traveling, come on, guys. The best way to get an education is to travel. Your story is in Myanmar. You can go to college for 4 years, but your experience in Myanmar building a house, I mean, that's...
Yeah, this is totally changed my life. This year, I came back a different person.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was...
So, and again, traveling is different than holidays.
Yeah.
You're right.
When you're in the Maldives, you're on holiday. Yeah. When you're traveling, I always say to the kids, the younger ones who travel, when you travel, you should eat local foods.
Yeah.
You might say, I don't like it, but you should eat local.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to walk the streets.
There are any period of your life but you want to come back and to live that period? Because you travel a lot, so maybe it's...
Maldives all the way.
Yes.
When I used to live in the Maldives, I used to wake up, swim, dive, work, swim, dive.
Was real paradise, but you was alive.
Paradise. You know, I've never wore clothes for 2 years.
I completely agree with you because I was
Nothing,
only for 8 days,
Yeah.
but for me, it's the best place in the world.
You can't describe it to someone.
It's impossible. It's impossible. If you want to say to someone, go to Maldives, it's impossible to describe how you will feel there.
Have you taken a doni, you know, the local boats with the sailors?
Yes, we have been to see the sharks experience, yes.
The Maldivians are really funny. Unlike Italians, they have 20 words. They don't talk. They go with signs, you know.
And they playing with the sharks, with the fish.
calm,
it's funny game.
calm.
I want to do this job in my life.
You know, it's... So, yeah, Maldives again.
Okay, next question.
All right. Next question is, what's your favorite cartoon? So, as soon as your father...
You're looking a lot of cartoons. In past, you look...
Yeah.
You guys, you can see the age difference. Cartoons. Okay, thank God I got 2 young daughters.
Yeah, that's...
Cartoon. I'm trying to understand why you're asking me these questions.
Don't try. You just... there's no sense just for fun.
I'll say you why. For example, I was born in Moldova and Alex was born in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
So we born in 2 different areas, but we have the same cartoon in common. It means like Nu Pagadi is like a wolf. Nu Pagadi.
Nu Pagadi.
Yes, it's like a wolf, but it's running behind
the rabbit. Not the rabbit, but the another one.
Yes, rabbit.
Rabbit, yeah.
Yes.
Let's say rabbit.
And we share the same cartoon. So we have our culture. We born in 2 different places, but our culture put us in the same situation. So we want to know your culture.
I sound like a really sad guy who doesn't have superheroes and doesn't watch cartoon. But let me see if I can. Okay. I think Arsène Lupin.
Wow, fantastic. We did also know a film in Netflix.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Okay. My team.
And actually, I watched this cartoon.
Wait, my team met the actor of in Paris.
I think I saw a picture.
Yes, they was super lucky to meet him. So he's very famous in France.
Yeah, he's a really good one.
Yeah. So did I sound smart saying Arsène Lupin?
The last trip that you taken?
I just came back from Dubai. I go there every month. But I would say that the last trip that really I felt strange was flying to New York after COVID about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And, JFK has always been so busy. And almost everything was still closed after 2 years. So, yeah. Last trip, Dubai.
Okay.
Next trip,
Next trip.
Dubai.
I want to ask, do you have like a special tickets for Milan, Dubai back? They made already for you, like your seats. You have already been named in the place.
It's always 41A. My seat.
Wow. Really? You're taking always the same?
That's another thing I do.
You're able to do it? Okay. Tell us how you're able to do
It's
it.
simple. I
Because
pay.
you're booked.
I pay.
Okay, for sure.
No,
But
why did you choose this one?
Because
This seat?
business class to Dubai is about 2,500 euros.
it depends, yes. Around.
So I fly economy and I buy the emergency exit, which, it works for me.
It works very well, yes.
Just emergency exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always window.
So you are the guy who will open the door.
I hope will not
It
be
never
necessary.
happened.
Do they
then
teach
I
you
hope-
every time how to open the door?
Yeah, I always try to look
Okay.
interested.
Yeah. If you fly the same flight, I hope you know how to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex,
All
the
right.
next question.
I think it's
The last one.
The last one. Yeah. What's your biggest fear?
I don't have
Oh,
it.
wow.
The serious one.
No.
You know the
fear.
difference: cartoon and then the fears.
I think if you don't, I wouldn't call it fear. Probably you're right. I'm not afraid of anything.
After the COVID.
Simply because I think that people are afraid of what they don't know. For example, why are people racist? Because they don't travel.
You're right.
They don't know other culture. So if you say like to an Italian, in Japan for breakfast they have soup, and they're like, "What soup? Disgusting." They're crazy.
Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, go.
The biggest problem that we have here in Italy is like we are too much focused in only one direction. When my wife comes the first time or the second times in Italy, she ordered like a cappuccino in the evening in the restaurant.
I do it all the
In
time.
a good restaurant. So imagine like, Michelin restaurant and they're looking to you like, did you order it?
Yeah.
A cappuccino in the evening?
Look at me. Cappuccino.
Okay, so it was crazy, and she was for me like, "Wow,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?"
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same for example, we have all shops closed at like 6 hours or 8 o'clock, and for her it was like, "Are you kidding me?" In Russia, it's always open. So I think one of the biggest problems every time the culture, because people doesn't know that there are something different. So when you say like, "I taken in the morning as a soup," they will see like, "You what?"
Now I have the answer for you. Fear. I'm afraid. Before I had daughters, I wasn't afraid to die.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when I'm traveling today that I know I have daughters at home waiting for me, I'm not afraid. I take it into account. Sometimes I even tell my daughters, your daddy travels a lot. Something can happen, but you should be happy anyway. But I would be sorry for them. Mm-hmm. But dying is part of life. So I'm not even that. I would be sorry. I wouldn't be afraid. Because I think, again, fear comes from not knowing. Mm-hmm. So anytime, even I'll tell you a really true story. When I was in a hospital for COVID and everyone was dying around me, I reached to a state of mind where I said, "Okay, I'm dying." So, and I wasn't afraid because dying is part of life. Mm-hmm. So even having daughters and family, I was in a room 24 hours by myself. The food, they didn't even bring us food because they were afraid to come in the room. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. I think if you understand that fear comes from the unknown, like people who fight, like, I don't know.
Yes.
Like how's it called? The
MMA.
Yeah.
They know they can get really hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
But they're not afraid.
But I think it's like MotoGP. Let's talk about MotoGP.
You accept the fact that something can happen. And when you accept that, it's not that you are like stupid, but you're aware.
You just
You're
get
prepared.
you take the risks.
You know what I'm
But
saying? You're prepared.
for us and for you, I want to ask one question. When you're traveling, we love what we're doing. So I think, did you have a bad flight in your life? Like, when you're on flight,
Yeah,
but
of
you have
course.
possibility to not come back?
Of course. Yeah, many times.
So I think for us, it's like for Formula 1 pilots, for MotoGP,
Traveling.
it's a passion. We cannot
Traveling.
explain.
Traveling can be really sometimes dangerous, especially if you're going to places which is not like, conventional traveling.
Yeah.
But again, I always feel that in business and in traveling, you should prepare wherever you go. plan A, plan B, currency, hospital. Now, what are the rules for traveling? I call you so many times and I say, Arte, if I want to go here, what do I need to do?
We also serve your friend in Albania, remember?
Course,
He needs to go to Dubai, and he was in Albania, and
You
we
know,
saved him and we sent him in Dubai in
you
time.
should never be afraid of asking a professional for help.
Yes, you're right.
You cannot. When you think you know everything, that's a problem.
But I felt super proud. You know why? Because it was like network, but it was a pleasure because I helped someone else with the advice. For me, it was nothing. I was entering in Skyscanner. I suggested him the best flight because I know where you can make the test because he was in Albania. He lost the flight, or we canceled the flight from Albania, from Tirana to Dubai, and he have an important meeting in Dubai. So I sent him like in Frankfurt for make the test in Frankfurt, super fast test, and he flew into Dubai, and he was super happy, satisfied. And I was like, wow, I did something great. I was like, for me, it's zero money, but it's like cost like 1 million euro of satisfaction. Because it was like I helped someone to solve a problem.
That's the rule of travelers is that you help other travelers. That's
is a community.
So
it's a big community. I think every time people you will find I want to say a story about that. Every time I'm traveling somewhere, every time I'm finding a person that is helping me with something. I was in India, for example, and people in India buy for me the chip for the phone. People in India put me money on the phone. Every time the poorest people will help you more than the richest guys in the world.
Of course,
and it's amazing how people are good.
You know why, Arte?
Because
they know what trouble is.
Yes.
People who have a hard time, they are more resourceful because they were in your position sometime.
But why people change their attitude? For example, why people in the good countries like Europe didn't remember how it was before?
Because when everything goes well for you, you most of the time forget where you started. So normally when you see people who travel who are very arrogant with the hostess and with the steward, they are people who forget or don't accept that their success, there's always someone that helped them, and they were also a bit lucky. When people believe that their success only comes from them, that's when they become arrogant.
You're right.
You have to be grateful of the process, of the people who helped you, and also luck. Luck is opportunity. Luck, in my opinion, is coincidences. So if it's a coincidence is positive, you say, I was lucky. When you miss a flight, you go, you missed a coincidence. So luck and bad luck is.
Do you know what my wife taught me? Every time that something is going bad, you have a second opportunity, and it's better than the first one. Yeah. Always in my life.
Your wife is very wise.
No, really, believe me. Because I want everything in time. I want the best option and everything. And in my life, it's life, you're traveling, you're doing something new, and it's happened that the first option is not more available or something like that. And my wife teaches me, remember, the second option is always better than the first one.
Wow, that's nice.
Every time that is happening something right now, and I have a second option, say it's better than first one. I don't think about the first one.
I'll tell you one quick story. I was 16, 17, one of my first flight alone in the States, because I used to play basketball, and I missed my flight, and I went to have a beer into a pub. And I was really upset, arrogant. Yeah. And this lady, she was probably in her 40s. She says, why are you upset? I missed my flight, blah, blah, blah. And she says, the one thing I learned in taking and missing flights is you should make the best out of bad opportunities. So she said, okay, you missed your flight. Think what good can come out of you missing the flight. And I still today, after so many years, remember that. Try to make the best out of good times. But I think your wife's is even better.
No, really. And this is a philosophy for me for life. I was in the Maldives for 8 days, and only one day was rainy day. I used it that day in the best way. No, I used this day for make a video, a podcast. I texted ideas. Okay. I was super happy. For me, I was not worried about the time outside. Yeah. For me, I was in the paradise with the person that I love, and I say, I can do the best thing. No, but really, see, I'm talking about, and I understand that life is this. Life is the worst day of your vacation because the sun was not outside or rain day, and I did the best things.
Imagine when I used to work in the Maldives, when you have the monsoon,
okay,
people come for 2 weeks and they don't see the sun for 2 weeks. Rain for 2 weeks. Okay, you go to the Maldives,
but in paradise also rain is good. Believe me, it's the best rain in your life.
It's rain. day and night.
Yeah.
It does happen twice a year.
I know, but believe me, I felt so good in that moment. If you ask me, the best period in your life was Maldives for me.
Oh, wow.
So I felt so good that day, and I will remember all time in my life because I say, okay, I would say it's a bad day, so let's say it. Okay,
All right.
okay. So let's going to finish. I
Yeah.
have a few gifts for our guest.
Oh,
The best gift will be something that we bring from somewhere. So our core business is to bring things from A to B. So here we have a plane, and I want that you'll open. Inside we have a bottle of wine, and this bottle of wine is coming from my born country, Moldova.
It was in front
so
of me.
this is for you. You
Yeah,
can
all the time.
open and take in the bottle. You don't need to open the. Wait, let me help you. We'll do it together.
This is complicated.
Yeah.
But
No, it's not complicated. It's super easy. I'm opening. We have an OG, guys. OG. BPL, please. OG from London. This is for you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You can bring.
So I can do a COVID test at home. With
Yes, you can do with your family COVID test.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have a few gifts more. This is for you, and you can take it home. You don't need to open it for your if as you want.
It's just the BPN merchandise.
Yes,
stuff
and
that-
a small gift for your daughter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
the bottle
similar.
for water, and then our
This is the network man that I told you.
the superhero.
Looks familiar, but
yeah.
It's all for you.
thank you very much.
They have the same hairstyle.
Yes.
So much. Yeah, see.
Okay.
Wow, too much.
A few
Thank
things. You're always super kind with us. So, Alex,
Merih, thank you very much
Thank
for
you, guys.
the meeting, for the great stories, for the
Thank
time. And I think that there will be, of course, all the links in the description about
And
you and your
I
business.
suggest you something.
and
You are
everything.
traveling somewhere, buy the bags of Merih because they are super useful. No,
Yeah.
no, it's not
Yeah.
marketing. It's not like a spot, but it's
It's
super.
not
useful.
marketing.
It's-
no,
it's
the-
experience.
You can use also to go to the market shop like I'm doing.
All right. And of course, thanks to the wonderful studio we are in. And Arte, please, I don't know I don't
It's
know
a-
where we are. I'm
it's
just,
our first
they brought
podcast,
me here. They brought me here. They put me here, and they drive me away. So
That's how they treat rock stars. You
Yes,
take them
yeah.
from A to B.
yes, and we need to do it like it's reality, guys. Thank you very much, and see you to the next.
Спасибо.
Спасибо большое. До свидания всем.
All right.
Ciao.